So I've made a deck revolving around the Cauldron Familiar and the oven, you know, where you hide the kitty in the oven to prevent it being killed by board wipes. You know, the cat is actually a pretty versatile thing. Not only does it deal damage to the opponent, it can actually chump block like a champion, well, with the oven. And it actually heals you up. So if you're running, say, a Nyancats in the black-blue, oh sorry, I mean white-black pile, or that aerial vampire, you know, the one who gets fat after being healed up, you can run that one. But my deck is not about life gain. In fact, it's about very surprise card. You'll see it a bit later. Actually, I'll show a deck tech much later, just like at the end of the video. So anyway, what's the deck is about? Basically, you take a cat and you run the cat through baking cycles. To maximize the impact of the baking cycles, you need some supporting cards, like say Conrad, the new uncommon? Yeah, uncommon for 5 mana. It's pretty nuts. Instead of doing 1 damage per baking cycle, you do 3 damage. So if you have like 2 or 3 ovens, that's like 3 ovens, that's 9 damage per turn, which opponent cannot block or do anything about. It just happens. You can also get the Ayara, whatever her name is, the elf who increases the cat potential by 1, also heals you up. You can also get the vampires who do a bit of damage with the cat sacrifice, but it's all up to you. You know, it's a very versatile deck. It's just how you run it. And there are 3 notable cards which differentiate my deck from the others, I think. One is Bolas Citadel. Usually I used to run 2 of them, but it never worked out. You sometimes got 2 of them in the same hand, and it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? So now I just run 1. What you do with it is basically, when things are grim, you start using your health, which is increased by a cat, I might add, and get some stuff on board, and you can actually sacrifice the Bolas Citadel. The other notable card is Revenge of the Ravens, which stops Field of the Dead deck, and Krenko. You know, the decks which have a lot of tokens, white weenies, you know, that kind of stuff. However, if opponent is using a lot of flyers or a lot of trampling creatures, you are screwed. The cat can only do so much, right? I mean, it's not the end of the world, but usually you'll have to do something really quick. When opponent starts God damn it, I can't speak. Starts casting crashes for like 12, you know you're in trouble. And the last card, and it's you know, it's a kind of surprise. You might have seen it already, spoiled a bit, but well, I think it's a surprise edition. Here you can actually see that you don't specifically, like, the opponent has a lot of creatures, but none of them can block the damage of the cat. It just happens. And the last surprise addition to the team is the Corvold. You can see the red mana right there. Actually, I don't run any basic mountains in the deck. You actually get the gooses. I actually run 4 gooses, so, well, you might want to shove a mountain in there, but basically you find ways to generate red mana. It's not that big of a deal. And Corvold himself synergizes with basically every single card in this deck. The cat being sacrificed, the food getting sacrificed. God damn it, there's basically everything, even lands. You know, I run Lotus Field and fetch lands. If he doesn't die like fast immediately, 1 or 2 turns, and that's curtain. Squirrel will just like kill everything on the field. It's not a definitive way to build this deck, and there are a lot of ways you can go about it. Like, for example, you see the opponent playing Murderous Rider. It's a fantastic card, but I didn't have any in my deck. In fact, you do need some removal, but you know, you get what you got. I didn't want to spend res on Murderous Rider, so I didn't craft them. So I'm just like using bacon to a cake, and you know, I can use this food to resurrect a cat if you know things happen. One other note I could say is it's a particularly interesting matchup against what's it called, mill decks, because they can actually put the cats into the graveyard without having Ash Shock, and then you just resurrect them and they start crying. It's kind of hilarious. Well, that's basically it. I sincerely recommend you play this deck. It's fair, it's not complete bullshit, and it's actually fun. I had a lot of fun. I don't think it's cancerous, but it does take a bit of time to play. Like, you have to manually activate all the fucking triggers. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and give it a go. Oh hey, this is one of my favorite ones. This guy knows what's up. He sees the cauldron and just quits.